Hey there, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Against the Storm. The game received an update not too long ago, rebalanced a few things in the Scarlet Orchard, but also we have some upgrades to some new glades, new deeds, as well as a new decoration system apparently. It's a little bit different than it was before. Alright, so last time the storm came through, wiped everything away. Where do we want to go? Probably off in this direction. There's a few of these question marks over here, and usually these give you some sort of extra awards. It would be kind of fun to go down this direction with the Coral Forest. The only thing that's scary about it, of course, is we're going to have to deal with nothing but dangerous glades. But those extra machinery parts are kind of tempting, I'm not going to lie. We would go with beavers this time, for once. What kind of modifiers do we have on here beyond that? There is some fertile soil. I'm trying to get used to checking for that. There's a lot to get out of the wood here in the Coral Forest, my gosh. Alright, incense, stone, crystallized dew, meat, plant fiber, and wood. Alright, so that's good. What are we missing here? I don't see clay anywhere, so that's a bit of an issue. I don't see grain anywhere, so that's a bit of an issue. Also, no sea marrow, there is no copper, but there is coal. Alright, so fuel might be easy or difficult to come by depending on what kind of coal deposits I find. A lack of clay could become a little bit of an annoyance. Let's also keep in mind that we get extra production for every hostility level. So the higher hostility goes, the better my economy. But obviously the scarier things are going to get at the same time. Yikes. Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky. Let's bring along some clay, some wood, and just some vegetables for a little bit of excess food. And off we go. So what kind of modifiers do we have today? Well, we have extra amber every time we sell goods worth 10. So that means we probably want to go for a trade build. That's a 20% boost right there. At level 2, every dangerous and forbidden glade reduces my global resolve. Well, that's awful considering that I'm going to be going into a lot of dangerous glades. It's the only kind on the map. That's awful. All right, living matter will spawn. Fuel efficiency can be low. And then villager takes extremely long breaks with eclipses at level 6. Yeah, I'm not really worried about level 6 or even really level 3. It's this right here, the greater threat, that scares me a bit. We're going to have to keep our hostility below 2 as much as is possible. Alrighty, well, at least we've got some beavers this time around, which means we're going to be getting a lot of resources out of the forests. So let's go ahead and set up some standard camps. We're going to need to get a woodcutter's camp, blah, blah, blah. Where to set these things up? Great question. We have nothing but these dangerous glades around us. Actually, I thought these were going to be like the extra high-level glades. It's just pretty standard ones. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, fine. Let's just go ahead and cut kind of right up to some glades, get what we can, and then when we feel ready, we'll go ahead and punch through. And then I'm going to try to hold off on picking up any of my buildings until we know what kind of orders and cornerstones we're going to be starting with. I do see a small farm to get grain, which is, you know, tempting. I don't think I'll need the forester's hut with any luck, with the crystallized dew being what it is. Clothier probably could be okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure beavers like that. They do. Do harpies? They don't care. So if we do end up getting humans, clothes could be kind of useful. But if not, then we'll probably skip the clothier. This is a little bit concerning, though. By getting 6 beavers up and running, we immediately jump up to hostility level 1. Right, thanks for that. That's going to be outstanding for me. All right, cornerstone. Clay per minute. Actually helpful on a map where you otherwise don't get any clay, and I do have lots of uses for clay. It could turn into bricks, it could turn into pottery, it could turn into a bunch of things. The extra food could have been okay, but only if we have a way to turn that into flour and therefore be useful. So otherwise, I think we skip that. So for our orders, get some planks up and running, get a bunch of materials. We like this, it's pretty tried and true. Get some provisions and packs of crops up and running, get all this. Now, I don't know if we have a good way of getting crops, so I think we're going to go for funding the expedition. Then under trade, do this, get a bunch of goodies. Or crack into some glades and rebuild something, get tools. See, the extra clay production would be great, but I don't see that being useful to me right now. The stone production's nice. This, however, is something we need to be doing anyway, so let's just commit to kind of a trade build here if we can. There's more to it right there, 15, value of amber. All right, we are going hard on trade here. This is the one we're going to be going for. Now, I'm not very good at trade, historically speaking, but maybe today's the day that I figure it out. I don't know. It probably would help if I were to get a trading post up and running a little bit early. So let's go ahead and plan that out. Let's make sure we go to these woodcutters' camps and tell them to avoid glades unless they've been marked, so we don't accidentally crack into anything. This is a new system, by the way. They used to have just simple little checkboxes instead. This works fine, though. I'm happy with it. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of crystallized dew. There we go, there we go. Yeah. These are like some outstanding forests. There's a lot to get out of all of this, for sure. But it's also a little bit on the scary side, because this hostility stuff, man, I really think this is going to come back to bite me pretty hard. It sucks to lose that much global resolve. All right, well, since we have our cornerstone in our orders, let's take a look and see what we can get here. So I don't know that the small farm's the way to go. Herb garden, maybe. Clothier, yeah. Let me take a look at something here. How do we create value? 0.31 fabric, right, worth of amber becomes 1 full amber worth of coats. See, that's a way of creating value, and if we're going to go for a trade build, that's something I need. So this actually isn't a terrible plan. It's not even that bad on the pollution side of things. We could create a lot of amber worth of stuff if we go down coats. And we'd be able to make our beavers happy at the same time. However, I also usually suck at getting food, so I don't think I'm going to go down a grain focus here. Let's pick up the clothier. The leather worker to make more efficient fabric only makes things better. It takes some of that plant fiber, 0.14, let's see, that's going to be about, what, 0.42, multiply that here. Yeah, we create value by creating 2 fabric, so this goes a little bit further. That could be helpful. Water skins, I don't think we had leather as an option. And, of course, like wine and stuff into luxury goods, also nice. All right. The kiln, great way to solve pretty much all of our fuel issues for the rest of the game. Lumber mill, we already know, is fantastic. And then, of course, there's the smokehouse. We do need things like a lumber mill anyway. I think we'll pick this one up, but I'm hoping to find another way of getting fabric here in just a moment. Bathhouse, smithy is not bad. We don't need the coats. But this would be helpful as far as taking that crystallized dew and getting something useful. Flour barrels, see, the pack of provisions is tempting. Because if we're going to be going for a lot of trade, I'm going to need a lot of provisions, and having more efficient food is going to be pretty helpful. Now, this loses value in terms of, like, whatever you put into it never makes a profit in terms of value created. But that's fine, because it enables you doing a lot more trading. So you're going to need something like this for a trade build. The kiln is tempting. Like, all 3 of these are solid. I would not be unhappy with any of them. But if we're going to enable the build that I hope is going to win us the game, I feel like the provisioner is kind of the only way to go. If that's the case, I don't think I need this makeshift post. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. So forget the makeshift post. We do, however, need to produce some basic planks, some fabric, some bricks. Get all this going and we'll be fine. Let's pull back on, let's say, 1 of my beavers. Which brings us back down to hostility level 0. So we can actually do some construction projects. We can also possibly pull back a little bit on the food production just for a little while. Let's go ahead and start doing some production here. And I definitely need to get some planks up and running so we can get some housing, preferably before the storm hits. That would be nice. We're actually really close to getting a little bit of bonus resolve out of our harpies already, which is great. So trader's already on the way, but what kind of trade routes do we have? Now, fun thing is we actually can trade with other factions right off the bat. So no more do we have to worry about the storm coming through and having no one to trade with but the city. Now we'll always have potential trading partners, which is nice. It's just a shame that pretty much no one wants anything that I've got. Also, I don't have provisions anyway, but we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, storm is upon us now, but our resolve is currently completely under control. No big deal. We can fulfill our first order, get some more reputation, and also, of course, just take planks, get more stuff. So this just helps us set up our early game economy a little bit better. Plus, under reputation, we have Herb Garden, Forester's Hut, Small Farm, and Smokehouse. We've seen a lot of this before. The Smokehouse is tempting to me because if we are producing meat passively, this gives me a very cost-effective way of boosting out our food needs. So I like this idea. Plus, we'll actually have use for some of the clay. I think I want to take the Smokehouse. And the harpies will be happy with that for sure. If we get lizards as our third species, then this is also going to work out great for me. But yeah, the smokehouse, I feel like it's just too good to say no. Okay, finish the first storm. What do we get for our next cornerstone? Blight Extractor, Rebellious Spirit, and Protected Trade. See, I love this idea because if we are going to go for a trade build, keeping hostility below 2 is a very high priority for me. I do like this if we're worried about resolve, we're going to take a long time to win, which we probably are. Rebellious Spirit's good, but I think Protected Trade just synergizes well with what I'm already trying to do. Humans are going to be our next species. Okay, so not lizards, but you know what? I'm not opposed. This is okay. Question is, do I want more harpies, or want more beavers and stuff? Let's just go with the extra humans for now. You never know. Maybe we find a good use for these guys. Go ahead and start building out the houses and stuff, please. That's very badly needed. Actually, something I didn't realize is that humans like jerky as well. Oh, perfect. Okay, that's even more value out of the smokehouse then. This is fantastic. I love this. Yeah, let's get this thing set up. We're not going to get the extra resolve for having people work here because we don't have lizards, but that's a-okay with me. All right, so what do we got over here? Not really anything I feel like I can part with easily right now. You've got some pretty awesome boosts here, including another small farm, but yeah, I don't know that there's anything I want to sell here. We could sell one wildfire essence, but I don't think it's worth it. We're just going to have to bypass the whole trader thing for a little bit longer. I'm going to go under consumption control here, and I'm going to disable meat. Let's just prevent that entirely for a little bit, because we're going to turn all that into jerky. New orders, what do we get? Get some ancient tablets, get cool stuff. Very good for a trade build, this is a no-brainer. And then, keep the beavers happy, become very good at getting more resources out of the woods. We could actually probably finish this straight up right now, getting some leather and clay. Like, this feels like an instant win. But this gives me a much, much better reward. The biscuits, the wood cutting, the tools. I feel like I'm going to go for that, even though the other one, I'm pretty sure we could have just finished right now and just gotten a free reputation. Okay, smokehouse done. We could make pottery and stuff, but we'll hold off on that so I don't use up any fuel in the meantime. Biggest thing is to be using up our meat for the jerky. I really wish we had coal, but we don't. We only have one person working here right now. Goodness gracious, we ran out of people so fast. I need more immigrants. So how do the new decorations work here? It looks like actually most of it's the same as before. Did I need to update the game in some way? There's supposed to be some really big decorations and stuff now, which was not a thing before. Maybe I didn't update the game. I thought I did. If that's the case, then alright. We'll have to come back to the new content later, but for now, I do think that getting some upgraded decorations and stuff would be wise just to get to the next level. Oh, wait. Hang on. This does feel different. Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. This feels like a different type of decoration. Hey now. These didn't used to be very big. Alright, no, we are up to the latest version of the game. They've changed a few things. I assume this is worth as, yeah, it counts as 4 decoration types. Or of its type. Okay. So place down 1 park, for example, and we get an upgrade to our hearth. Got it. Okay, next storm hits. Still only at impatience level 1. Resolve's looking okay, partly thanks to the upgrade to the neighborhood. Overall, not too bad. When do we want to start cracking into some of these glades? That's the question. If they're nice, simple things like living matter, we could probably do that like right about now. As long as we get some immigrants who are able to deal with it, no big deal. Fishmen, no big problem as well. But if it requires things like tools, well, we might find ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. I very badly want to get a provisioner set up early because if we can start making some provisions, I need to start getting some money. Let's see, a little bit of amber plus just a bunch of beavers. Not the worst thing in the world. Sure, we'll go ahead and use them for industry. Maybe make some lumber and stuff. New cornerstones. Better producing of packs of goods. Very strong. Ancient tablets for every completed glade. Would be okay, but this just seems solid. Because I could start making a whole load of those at a cost-effective ratio and start making tons and tons of amber. We may not be able to set up a massive economy in this, but if I can at least get a very efficient trade-based economy, we can buy all the stuff that I'm missing when the traders come through. That's kind of what I'm banking on here. Here we go. Lumber mill up and a running. Now we're making way more efficient planks. 8 wood into 2? Nah, we'll go for 3 into 2. Thank you very much. So much more cost efficient. So much. Not to mention, we'll be able to start taking planks and creating beaver houses, which tends to make people pretty happy. Yep. All right. So far, honestly, this is looking very okay. Now, it's unfortunate that I haven't cracked into any glades because it does mean I haven't got access to a lot of other resources, but even with what I've got right now, we're kind of making things work. We're stretching our food out. We've got 74 jerky right now. That's a lot of food for sure. Yeah, we're kind of stretching things out. We're keeping it going. This is good so far. Well, what I would love to see is better ways of getting food to turn into packs of provisions. So let's see what our options are here, actually. We could use eggs. I've got plenty of those right now. Yeah. Let's go for that. And we'll start making some of these provisions so I can start doing some trade ASAP. More orders come through. What do we get? Packs of building materials. I feel like we should be able to make. The extra movement speed is nice. Copper bars, parts, all pretty decent. Have 10 harpies and make them very happy. Get tools, more harpies, and so on. So do we have a good way of making building materials? That would be my question. I don't know that we do or not. Maybe? No. As of yet, no, just the makeshift post. As of yet, we don't have a good way of doing it. So, I don't know that I love this order. It fits well with what I might be doing, but it means I really need to be getting something like a rain mill or a tinkerer. I want a tinkerer anyway, so that's, like, okay, but it has to show up. Alternatively, you just make the harpies really happy. Let's go for the harpies. I don't know if that's the right choice, but we're gonna give it a go. Hey, look, it's back. All right, what's this? Welcome new villagers, become even better at making packs of goods. Synergizes well with the need for this, but all right. Actually, now that I think about it, we already have a +1 passively from our cornerstone. We could have done this and it would have been fine. It's still not great, but like even without the rain mill or the tinkerer, we would have gotten twice as good of a ratio as before. Oh well, we'll go for this with the welcoming of new people. I'm probably going to have to do that anyway, to be honest, and as long as we have enough food to go around, we can do it. All right, what do we have over here? Nothing I really want to sell, unfortunately. But do you have anything I really want to buy? Nothing outstanding. Mostly I just need to start getting some amber together. Well, I don't know that we need to trade with him, to be honest. Not right now, anyway. I think we're just waiting for some provisions to come up, and we're just going to do other trade routes instead. All right, we've got some provisions. Let's go to trade routes and see what we can get rid of. Don't have any ancient tablets. Can sell jerky. I can actually sell a lot of jerky. It's not worth a lot, surprisingly. Yeah, we would lose money doing this. But once you factor in the Queen's 20% booster, at some point it kind of evens out a little bit. Nothing we can do there, nothing we can do there. Yeah, Only real valid option is to sell jerky, and I do have an excess of it, so it's still an okay sale. But it's not a very good sale. I'm kind of disappointed by this. Another dark and stormy night, but resolved so far, still looking pretty good. As long as we don't keep bumping up that hostility too high, everything's all right. And the beavers are getting their new houses, which makes them fairly happy. So this is all looking fine. Yeah, overall, I think we're doing fine here, guys. I really do. Let's have one worker in the provisioner for now. And let's just keep checking periodically. Oh, we could sell more meat. Really? Even more? More trade routes of the same thing? But now it's worth a freaking ton! What the heck? Look at this! Oh, dude! Let's sell, like, 64 jerky in exchange for 28 amber. That's the kind of deal I'm talking about. Hello. We could also sell some crystallized dew. I'm not using it right now, and that is an option to get us some. I just need to get one more trade route through, and then we'll be set. Let's set this. Yeah, it's already set to auto-collect, and unfortunately, they just reset. Darn it! We almost got to sell my crystallized dew. Oh, we still can over here, though. That'll work. It's not great value, but it is technically profit, and I'm not using this for anything. So, if we can get 15 more amber, that's all right. Okay, Cornerstone, what do we get? Exploration Expedition, get a -5 penalty to resolve, but 15 every time we discover new glade. Great if you keep cracking into new glades, otherwise we don't care. Education fulfilled, no, and then, I don't like any of these. We're gonna do a reroll. Rebellious Spirit, still pretty solid. Urban Planning, no. Exploration Training, Brawling fulfilled. Let's go for Rebellious Spirit. I don't think that's a bad option for us. As far as more people, we can get 4. We need to keep getting harpies, so that's got to be priority number 1. We'll get some more houses, but the next thing to do is to actually go ahead and crack into some glades. So let's make this our first one right over here. And what do we get? We get Fishmen. Okay, we've seen these before. Salvaging tools. Gain copper ore for every wood in a new open cache. Sorry, not for every wood. Gain copper and wood every time you open a cache regardless. Interesting. It's okay, but it's not outstanding. Honestly, I'd rather just send this to the Citadel and get some reputation. So we're going to have a hard time here, of course. Oh god, I don't have any of the resources I need at all. Oh no. That... okay. Hold the phone. Can't do anything there. What do we have here? A harpy house. We could get that rebuilt. Yeah, sure. Cache. Has a lot of good stuff in it. None of it helps me with getting this resolved. Oh, dear. We can survive this. We'll just get a lot of impatience, and I'm going to have a lot of hostility to deal with. I'm hoping that a trader is going to arrive in 5 minutes. We could get some impatience and have her arrive immediately and pray she's got a resource we need. She buys packs of goods. Let's see, she has what for sale? Raw food, basic resources, building materials, crafting materials, and basic blueprints and perks. Is any of that going to be helpful for what I need? She might have something like fuel or resin. Maybe tools? I think it's better to accept half an impatience point and have her skip 5 minutes and try to get that fixed rather than take 1 impatience point over here. It's not great, but I think it's better. So, please tell me you've got something I can use. You do not. Good lord. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. This is a huge problem. Huge problem. You've got nothing. Is there anything at all that I can produce? Coal? No. Have we found a source at all? We have. Hold on. There's some coal down here. Okay. This isn't great, but in a pinch, I think my only hope is to try to set up a mine. There are trees in the way. Oh no, we can't even fit this. I have to repair the Harpy house first? I think I have to repair the Harpy house first, get this rebuilt, move it, and then set some coal up and try to do this all very, very quickly. This is bad. All right. Well, go, I guess. Oh boy, this is gonna be a huge problem. We're in trouble now. Okay, let's move the Harpy house. At least we get some value out of this, so this will be a thing. That'll make the Harpies happier. Now, with that out of the way, we can set up a mine right here. It's only worth 2 sources, but honestly, that's fine. This is absolute top priority. Please get this thing built ASAP, because I need to use coal in order to crack into this. We've only got 7 minutes left to pull this off. That is not a lot of time. Okay, now we set as many people over here as we can to start getting myself some coal. All right, let's see. Housing's mostly taken care of. The only thing we're missing now would maybe, let's say, a human house, which we can just place down. That'd be fine. I'm just trying to make sure we're trying to shore things up. We're okay on the Harpies. This is good. One thing I could consider doing, as we're just shy of it, actually. If I have 17 resolve plus 5, 22, we could actually try to go for happy beavers once this gets to 17. It makes everyone else unhappy, but makes the beavers extra happy, and 22 is the magic number I need to maintain in order to get another objective done with the queen. So if we can hold off on that for 1 minute, that'll be fine. Only 1 coal at a time, huh? Guys, I think we're going to get the impatience. I'm not sure there's a way around it. This is going to be awful. We can turn in other stuff, though, because we actually have done a lot of trade. Hold on, tools and oil. Wait a minute. Let's turn both of these in. Hold on. Did we just get enough of something? I think we're just shy. 5 shy and 4 shy. Yeah, we don't have enough anyway. All right, didn't make a difference, but it was worth checking, right? Carpenter, a way of making tools. Smithy, another way of making tools. Weaver, a way of making a lot of money in the form of coats. Yes. We said we were going to do that, so let's try for it. I don't think the leather worker does it for me. The bakery doesn't do it for me. Cookhouse doesn't do it for me. Rain mill, pack of building materials. We kind of passed on that option, so let's do a reroll. Smelter, no. Temple, maybe. Cooperage, ranch. I think we go for temple. Aren't we producing incense passively by cutting down trees? I'm pretty sure we are. If that's the case, the temple's a very good way to fulfill some religion needs, and that's going to make people feel a lot happier. So let's get that sucker built up, but this is a fairly low priority, all things concerned. The beaver's resolve is done. That boosts a few things up. That gets me tools. All right, hold on. Now we can use tools to try and clear this out. It will take me 4.5 minutes, and we have 5 minutes and 20 seconds before the impatience hits. Holy crud, we're actually going to get it. Oh, that was close. All right, very close. Next, tool shop. Better at making tools. Heck yes, that's actually fantastic for me. We're not going to run into this tool issue again. And we're going to be able to start using our crystallized dew effectively. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and get that sucker built. Okay, we've got a weaver set. Let's go ahead and move at least 1 harpy in there. We'll probably move 2 in a little bit, but now we have a 1-to-1 ratio for plant fiber, which we have plenty of, and turn that into fabric. So that solves one of the basic resources. Are we out of meat? We are completely out of meat. Interesting. Okay. Well, we've got enough jerky to go around for at least a little bit, so I can pull back here just a smidge, free up some workers. We can go to the clothier. The harpies are going to be very happy with that. Temple, again, not a high priority right now. Tool shop, I would like to get. Another order. Okay, make a load of trade goods or a bunch of other things. So this would get me more packs of goods produced. Or rather, faster, which is not outstanding to me. We do have a way of making trade goods at the lumber mill or the weaver. So this is okay. It's not outstanding, but it's okay. I think we'll pick that one. We have extra bonuses to packs, so it's a pretty cost-effective way of doing things. What we would do is turn, probably for now, just some oil, but later, maybe some pottery. 8 of that into some trade goods. Yep, I think that's the way to go. We also should not need the coal as badly as before. We could pull back on that a little bit. Let's go ahead and make sure we get rid of these fishman totems as they come through over at the tool shop. I think a beaver will be the best way to go. Let's make sure we can use crystallized dew. And preferably planks, because we're very good at making those. So that'll be fine. Yeah, all right, set. So now we're going to start making the tools. This is not going to be a problem ever again. We're not going to run into this same issue. I can start cracking open a lot more glades. But of course, now we're at hostility level 2, which scares me kind of a lot. Okay, the storm hits. Resolve goes down by a lot, yes, but overall not that bad. And we don't have any leftover crops, so this living matter actually is not going to be much of a problem. Okay, we're kind of recovering here, guys, believe it or not. We are kind of recovering. We'll be all right. And the extra reputation here and some amber should help reset the impatience down a little bit. So we'll be... Yeah, actually, this is actually going really well. This is going really well so far. It was looking bad for a second, but we're all right. I need to crack into another glade. That's what I want to do. With this reputation, we could go for a monastery. Religion, leisure... It's all right. Bathhouse, yeah, we know this is pretty solid. Explorer's Lodge, Brawling, Education. Or, of course, there is the cellar, which can produce wine. Remind me what it takes to get some wine, berries, and stuff. We don't really have a consistent way of making that, so that seems like a big no to me. The bathhouse is tempting. This is going to take cosmetics in order to make that cleanliness, which is not outstanding since I don't know if I have a way of making this. Cooperage, Alchemist Hut, Apothecary. I do not. So we would have to buy it. The Explorer's Lodge, on the other hand, yes, it has a bit of overlap with the education, but on the brawling side of things, I know I have a way of making some training gear. At the Weaver, and yeah, I think that's just the Weaver. So it's okay. And coming out of that, we also get wealth. For every rebuilt or salvaged ruin, we get some global resolve. Now, see, that seems pretty solid. So yeah, I think we're going to pick up the Explorer's Launch, and we'll try to have that as a backup method of getting extra resolve in. Cornerstone. We're not making pies. Leather, not making that. And we're not making grain. Reroll. Local taxes. Friendly relations is fantastic for me if I can get people up to a high level of standing. And then prayer book. Scouts work faster for every firekeeper assigned. Scouts work faster on Glade events. Interesting. So that would mean that we could finish things like the Fishman stuff a bit faster. And if I have multiple hearths, I assume that stacks. Not bad. But I also love the idea of having lots of settlements with trade routes because this gets me a lot of resolve just from, like, doing trade, which seems pretty good, so I'm happy with that. Let's crack into a quick little glade over this way, if you don't mind. We'll set this to default. Go in here, let's find out what we get. More people, we need more harpies. 25 grain does not excite me, though, so instead I'm going to take the stone herbs and a copper bar. It's not perfect, but we're only 2 harpies off. And we're actually not even that terribly far off from getting the 20 resolve I need, too. Okay, the clothier is up and running. Forget the water skins, forget the scrolls, though that is a way of getting some education. I forgot about that. Hold the phone. If I can just find a way of getting some pigment or buying it, we actually can get some education needs. That'd be fun. Anyway, clothes, coats. My harpies will love this. They're very good at it. So their resolve is going to boost up. And in fact, I'm happy to go ahead and prioritize them and get above that 20. Well, wait a minute. Does that actually get me more? Do we get much more resolve? I guess the higher over the blue line they are, the better value we get. So temporarily, this is fine. It's not going to hurt me. All right, what do we have here? Whoa, a fuming machinery. For this, I need more tools, or I could take some oil. Perfect. I've got oil. And we can gain dew for berries. See, I don't know if I care about that, though we might be able to get a building for it later, because I think I did see some berries. Am I wrong on that? Yeah, oh no, that's herbs. No, that's not it. Okay, so not a lot of value there. The parts are actually tempting, because they're hard to come by normally. If we do nothing, destroys everything in a 10-field radius. It's actually pretty short. We could avoid that, but I think we should do something with it. I think I'm actually going to send this to the Citadel as well. And just enjoy the amber and the reputation. This would be more tempting if those had been berries, but they're not. The parts are interesting, but I don't know that we're going to need a lot of camps. So far, we're actually looking okay. I'm happy to crack into another one of these. Okay, what do we find? Another fuming machinery. Really? Okay. Tools, then. Same deal here, except this time the coal is much more tempting to me. I don't care about the copper ore, but a bunch of coal could be nice. Definitely makes my fuel go a long way. At the same time, do I need it? No, but it could help me solve other events going forward, so let's do that. I just need to make a couple more tools, but they're already being built right now. We should be able to do that without an issue. We also find a grill, which allows us to make skewers, okay, and a cache worth a bunch of things, including some great trade goods and some training gear. Well, that's tempting. That actually could be very, very useful to me. What did this cache have? Copper, fabric, barrels. Not as good. Alrighty. So far, honestly, kind of so good. Okay, the temple is up and running, so we'll be able to fulfill the religion need. If I were to put 3 people on this, goods sacrificed to the hearth burn longer. Yeah, but I'm not throwing extra goods on here, to be honest, so that doesn't strike me as too important. Yeah, I think we just ignore that for the moment. We're okay where we are. Any more trade routes that are exciting to me? We could sell some tool parts, but I just was talking about how that seems like a bad idea. That said, that's a really good value. All right, let's see. Smoldering City, I don't have anything for you there. We could sell some herbs. I could just sell all my herbs. Doesn't seem great. Insects, don't have a lot of value there. But every tiny little delivery we do is worth a little bit more standing. And remember, we benefit from standing. So even though I'm not doing this to get a lot of amber, I am happy to sell a few extra things just because I think that's going to result in eventually me getting more value out of the, what was it called? Friendly relations. Yes. Oh, also Old Farloof has arrived. Hi, bud. You have a lot of good stuff, and I've got 73 amber. Yes. Rain mill. We can start making flour. Or, lower hostility by 50. Oh, yes. I will do that. That's very good. Bumps me back down to level 2. What else could we benefit from here? We could sell... Not much. There's not a lot you want to buy from me. That's fine. You don't buy things like clothes. It's kind of unfortunate. That's one thing I'm good at, but all right. None of the stuff is outstanding, actually. I don't see anything here that I'm, like, grossly lacking. We could buy some oil just in case we run into another one of those kinds of events that requires it. I think that's not a terrible plan. I could also buy, like, some pottery and stuff, which isn't an outstanding deal, but the reason I'm tempted is because we do need to make trade goods. I can make this myself, but, like, we could just go ahead and have some produced. Yeah, okay. One thing I'm going to do is go over here and turn off the consumption of the oil. I don't want anyone to toss that fuel in there. That would be very, very bad. I want to resolve that for something else. We can make, like, let's say up to 60 planks. That's fine. There's our trade goods. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Between oil and pottery, we could actually do some packs of trade goods. And we need 30 of them, and 6 pottery becomes 3 goods. So I need 60 pottery. Yeah, I could just buy a bunch. What's the point of making a lot of amber if you don't spend it? Let's go ahead and place down another one of our luxury buildings. We'll get the Explorer's Lodge this time, I suppose. What do we need to get our hub? We need more decorations. We could do just like a garden and stuff. Yeah, stack up like 2 gardens. Boom, done. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's just go ahead and do it. Oh, cool. It even comes like with some extra machinery around it. Look at this thing. This garden's weird. Huh, kind of slick. Let's not forget that with the Explorer's Lodge, we benefit from rebuilding things, so we should rebuild this grill whether I need it or not. So let's just go ahead and get that sucker rebuilt. No biggie. One thing I'm very bad at producing are bricks. So we need to make sure that we're producing enough of this. I don't have any good way of making it. Let's try to get up to a stockpile of like 20, and then we'll stop. I'm starting to run low on food, huh? Okay. Well, with that known, we should probably find a source of eggs. That'll work. Last orders. What do we get? more trade goods. I'm already doing that, so that's just a freebie. Or have a bunch of beavers. I don't think we're going to be doing that really anytime soon. Okay, goods for the Citadel it is. And get scrolls and fulfill the need for education. Become really good at making scrolls, plus get some global resolve in some parts, or farms. I don't do farms. So scrolls it is. We're starting to get a lot of blight corruption. I do need to be worried about that. I'm not really worried about the hearth getting fully corrupted as of yet. It's just something we'll have to keep an eye on at some point. Anyway, the rain goes. Bada boom, more cornerstones. Exploration expedition again. Frequent caravans. Resolve goes up every time we finish a trade route. Now that's pretty solid. Or every 10 completed trade routes, all houses have room for more person. You know what? We might be able to do this. That said, I don't know if it's what I need. Construction slower? I guess it's okay. Yeah, we can do that, but it means I really need to be picking up the pace on more of these trade routes. Even if they're not, like, outstanding for me, we should be doing that. So, for example, I'll sell some stone and some coal, even though I don't like that, just to get one some more standing and technically fulfill 2 more of those trade routes. Harpies. I needed 2. That's 2. Bada boom. All right, so now we just need to get their resolve up to 20 and hold on to that, and we will be fine. I'm pretty close. I would just benefit from having an extra harpy house or 2. Let's try boosting these guys up to 20 at the cost of everyone else. Let's cut into another glade. I've got tools, which means there's things I can do about it. There we go. And we find more fuming machinery? Hello? I was told that there are, like, new glade events. Is this one of them and it just keeps popping up because they're like, hey, check it out, it's new? I have no idea. All right. Still no encampments, by the way, is very surprising to me. I would have expected more. We could get another wildfire essence up and running. And it wouldn't be a bad idea just for 1, trade goods, and 2, so we could possibly expand our base out a little bit. Is it better than getting the reputation? Yeah, I think it probably is. Let's go ahead and do that. I feel like we need to crack into another glade because this has so far been sort of, shall we say, lackluster. There we go. Cut into another one. We get a rain spirit totem. We love these things. Yeah. Counts as 4 decorations. Wait, what? Is this different? I think it is, actually. Oh. I didn't know this used to be a decoration thing. I think that's a new feature. Okay, cool. Let's spend some coal on this one. We'll save the tools. That's more universally useful. We'll convert this. Reducing hostility is great. We're still in the drizzle, and yes, we're at hostility level 5, and yes, that's terrifying, but it's okay. We unfortunately lost our resolve with the harpies for doing this, so we won't be able to fulfill our objective, but honestly, our impatience is looking okay. It really helps having a human managing the beacon, because impatience grows 25% slower. Honestly, temporarily, because of one of the modifiers we have down here with the inspiring pressure, this higher hostility, at least for now, works in my favor, not against me. Weird. We do have enough trade goods, though. That's officially a thing. Hold on. Let's go to the lumber mill and turn this off. Don't need that anymore. So we'll start by turning in, I guess this one? Do we want the people? The people just lead to more hostility. If I don't benefit from that right now, we can hold off. Let's do this one. That gets me some reputation. Bada bada boom. And then apothecary for cosmetics, incense, biscuits, scribe for really good scroll production, forester's hut, or leatherworker. None of these take me a very long way, though scrolls are okay. So I'm kind of okay with the scribe. Yeah, none of these are outstanding. I don't think I need anything else in order to win this pretty safely, if I'm honest. But we'll take the scribe anyway. I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing to fulfill education needs, right? That's going to be good. Okay, now I just need to hold my harpies above 20 for another minute and a half. The storm is going to hit, and we're not going to make it. Ah, drat. All right, so there's not a lot of point in doing this right now, then. Unless we plan on greatly reducing hostility. Hold the phone. We could still make that work, maybe. All right, what do we got here? Incense for every root produced. Tempting. Buildings have storage capacity. Meh. Plant fiber. And farmers carry items. None of those are great. You are a very disappointing giant frogman. If I were to temporarily turn off my woodcutting camps, we can get down to level 1 hostility, which at least gets rid of the impact of the greater threat. So actually, maybe, yeah, we might be able to keep this above 20 just long enough to fulfill my objective. I just need to hold out for like 30 seconds. That's it. Over here, I don't really care who works this, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and start making, like, some scrolls and stuff. It'll be great. Oh, wait, we don't have pigment. Oh. Hey, Frogman, do you have pigment? No, of course you don't have pigment. Of course you don't. Why would you? We may or may not make it, actually. We're gonna be 2 seconds off. Dang it all the heck! We were off by literally just a couple seconds. Oh, that sucks. Alrighty. Another cornerstone. No, and no. I think technically reeds exist on this map. I might be misremembering, but none of that is especially helpful to me. We'll go for the humans, I guess. Doesn't matter. Let's just keep the harpies happy for a bit, and we'll try this again, shall we? Let's assign a bunch of people over here to the Explorer's Lodge, and that should solve the issue. And we're going right back up to 25 resolve there. We actually might be able to get the humans happy as well. Beautimous. And then I just need to get some people assigned over here at the temple, and that's also worth some extra stuff. Not a lot, mind you, but now that people are working here, we can start making use of the incense, and we could try to go for something with the scrolls. Again, I need to find someone who sells me some pigment or something, though. Otherwise, that's not going to work. Okay, we have a new threat, a Totem of Denial, which looks very similar to one of the Fishman totems we've seen before. Oh, finally! Some ancient tablets, plus some scrolls. This actually fulfills a lot of needs. I mean, I like the whole decoration stuff, but this is objectively what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and crack into this and make good use of the tools. We also have a smelter, not a beaver house, never mind. Let's go ahead and rebuild that because that's worth more to me. And honestly, I think we're kind of at the home stretch. I think we start cracking into stuff if we can. I should also note we're making 0.41 resolve per minute right now. This has turned out to be a very powerful resolve build on top of everything else. Very strong. Another reputation, leatherworker, brick oven, smelter, brickyard. None of these get me anything I need, but at least being able to make bricks and pottery more efficiently isn't a bad thing. So I'll get it, and then I can finally get rid of this crude workstation. Doesn't need to be here. This mine, unfortunately, is out of ore, so we can skip that one now. I'll get another one, though. I kind of liked how that worked out last time. We could set one up over here. Sure, that'll work fine. And let's just make sure we get a road down here just to speed things up a little bit. Harpies quest is done. That gets me 3 more harpies, plus a lot more tools, which I can then turn right around and use to crack open some of these. And that is, in fact, exactly what I'm going to do. I don't see any reason to dilly-dally, tempting though it would be, and this has been a pretty fun map so far. It just makes sense to go for checkmate. Last reputation already. Tavern, bathhouse, market, ranch. The market, I have nothing that can do anything with this, so that doesn't seem helpful. The bathhouse... Villagers leave slower, and production rate going up could be nice. Tavern, we know the Gleeman's Tales gives a load of resolve. Out of all of these, the ranch is probably the most useful for consistent meat, and I am pretty low on food. The tavern helps me just straight out win faster, I think. So I'm going to go for the tavern. Why not? I'm actually very concerned by my lack of food. We could get up another scavenger's camp, and there's plenty of eggs to go around. It's kind of the only thing that I can really make use of, so we'll do it. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. Who can I toss in here? Answer, let's say a bunch of harpies. That bumps our resolve up rather substantially. Now we're making 0.48 per minute. Not bad. And if we're feeling really worried about the hostility, pretty simple. We're in the home stretch. Let's just go ahead and turn off a lot of the wood cutting. Which, admittedly, this is pretty painful. Look how that super high resolve is going down to 1 and 3. Yikes. They ain't kidding around, but there we go. We win anyway. Alrighty, level 10 for me. The Tinkerer is an option. I thought we already had this unlocked. I guess not. Oh, what do you know? Forum, Alchemist Hut, Prosperous Settlement, Leftover Crops, Cheap Construction, and of course, some more upgrades. We got 19 machinery and 70 food stockpiles. Plus, I fulfilled the Dangerous Lands modifier for the first time. Not bad at all, I would say. That was actually pretty fast, too. Trade, man, it's not bad at all. It actually is pretty darn effective. So, with that all done, we can see where the other people built up. Whoever this blue nation is, they're actually beating me in terms of score. Well, hopefully we'll be able to fix that eventually. In the meantime, let's go back to the Smoldering City and see if there's anything extra we want to get. Of course, we turn all this stuff in for some XP first. And then I could go for More embarkation bonuses. It's okay. The final upgrade for the district level of our hubs. Now, see, that would have been helpful with the Harmony upgrade that we had last time, because I wasn't able to do anything with that. Discount on perks and blueprints sent by traders, so that just saves me amber. Send the royal expedition into the strangest of lands where the ancient seals are broken and reality has been distorted. I don't have a clue what that means, but it sounds very, very intimidating. I think something that could be useful is to actually get all the way to this, an embarkation bonus. We can spend our points to start with an herbalist camp, and on maps where I know the herbalist could be useful, I could see this actually being extremely helpful to have up front. So I'm going to go ahead and get extra embarkation resources, and we're going to unlock this. That uses up all of my food stockpiles. We got lots of machinery and artifacts left, but that's fine. It just means we need to keep playing at high difficulties to get as much foodstuffs as possible. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.